Man alive, did I wish that I liked this movie. Here's my view of Belfast. Belfast. Now, Belfast is written and directed by Kenneth Branagh. Basically, the film follows the story of this young kid as he lives through the rough times in Belfast in 1969. And that's basically the plot of the film. And honestly, I've got to admit here, I wish I liked this movie. I wish I liked this movie as much as everyone else's. I wish I adored this movie. But in the end, I just don't. I don't like it that much either. It's not for me in the end, and I just didn't get along with it. And I think the main reasons I didn't really get along with this film is that I didn't really believe in the family dynamic, the core sense of the film, in my opinion, and also I found the film very disjointed, and in the end, that might be the point of the film, but it still could have been told in a cohesive manner, and I don't think it was. And also, the third and ultimately main reason I'm not really into this film is that it felt like it was Kenneth Branagh's approach at trying to get an Oscar. It felt like this movie was Kenneth Branagh trying to get awards. That's what it felt like, and for his sake, I hope he wins all the awards with this film. I hope this film wins all the awards. But in the end, it just didn't work for me, because it felt very Oscar bait. Kind of like in the same way that The Theory of Everything did. And that's no reason I'm not the biggest fan of The Theory of Everything, because it feels very Oscar bait. And I'm not really a fan of Oscar bait movies most of the time. And here, the same thing happened. I watched it and all I could think was, this feels like Kenneth Branagh trying to get an Oscar. I'm not saying he is, by the way. I'm not saying like I've heard in an interview, this is his, approach at trying to get an Oscar. This is him trying to get an Oscar. That's not what I'm saying. I haven't heard him say that in an interview. But at the same time, though, that's what it felt like for me when I was watching the film last night in the cinema. And I wish it didn't, but it did in the end. And I wish I loved this film. I wish I liked it. But it didn't work for me. And I'm going to be in the minority here, and I'm fine about that. I can see online that a lot of people love this movie, and that's great. I mean, I went to go watch a movie with 2 people yesterday, and they absolutely loved it. But I didn't. And I could lie, I could sit here and go, actually, you know what? I love Belfast. It's my favourite movie of 2021, because technically, the movie came out in 2021. I mean, I know I'm viewing it now, but technically, it came out in 2021. But still, it didn't work for me, though. I wish I came out of the limited screening, because I was in a special screening of this film yesterday. I wish I came out of my screening of this film yesterday and absolutely adored it. I wish I came out, over the top about how much I loved it. In fact, I came out quite underwhelmed and disappointed, and I wish I didn't, but I did. And I think those are the main 2 reasons why I felt it was disjointed, I didn't believe in the family dynamic, and the big thing for me was it felt very Oscar bait. However, that's not to say I didn't find some perks in this film. Because actually, I think the soundtrack of the film is great. In fact, I really, really like listening to the soundtrack in the film. I really like listening to it whilst the film was playing in the cinema. In fact, I think the soundtrack is actually a lot better than the film itself. Honestly, I thought the soundtrack of the film was great. I really liked it. And also, I think performances are all great in the film. The one who plays the main kid's mother, I forgot the actress name is now, but she's fantastic in the film. And also the main kid, I think it's called Jude Hill, because it says in the credits, and introducing Jude Hill, which not only means that it's his debut film, and also means that I think he's the main character, because in Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun, it says, and introducing Christian Bale. And Christian Bale's first film was Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun. Imagine that, by the way. Imagine your first film is a Steven Spielberg film. That's the first director you ever get to work with, Steven Spielberg, and a full-length feature film. Just imagine that. Wow, that should be kind of incredible. But yes, that's got nothing to do with Belfast, so. But anyway, yeah. Jude Hill is fantastic in the film. He plays the main kid. And also, Jamie Dornan gives a fine performance in the film as well. And so did Judi Dench. And also, I do think the film is well shot. I think it's well directed. I think there's some really nice cinematography in there. And I also like the fact that it's shot in black and white as well. I thought it was a really nice addition to the film. And also, the period set pieces look great. Honestly, the film looks like it takes place in 1969. And on the surface, that sounds like quite a small thing. But actually, I talked about in my House of Gucci review that if the film doesn't look like it takes place in the period it takes place, then all your sense of realism, all your sense of verisimilitude, if you don't know what that word is, look it up. But yes, all that sense of verisimilitude is lost in the film. But actually, it isn't lost. And the realism and the set pieces and the aesthetic looks fantastic. It does look like it's a film that was set in 1969, which is something which is really, really good about it. And also, the film was shot during COVID. I think Kenneth Branagh did a great job shooting it during COVID, which is obviously quite a tough time to shoot a film. However, it didn't work for me, and I wish it did, but I talked about it before, my main 3 big reasons why it didn't work for me. Because I didn't believe in the main family dynamic, which is, the core sense of the film. And, all the performances are great. I'm not dissing any of the actors in the film. But in the end, when I was watching someone like Jamie Dornan in the film, as good as he's in the film, I never felt like I was watching the character he was playing. I just kind of felt like I was watching Jamie Dornan do a performance. And I think that's a problem with the film. Because I never really brought into his character. I just kind of felt like, okay, that's Jamie Dornan in the film. He's doing a fine performance. There's nothing against him in this film. I just kind of felt like I was watching Jamie Dornan do a performance, and that took me out of the film. And that's the same with Judi Dench in the film. That's the same with the one who plays the granddad as well. I forgot his name is. I forgot what the actor's name is, but I've seen him in other stuff. And again, I saw him here, and it just kind of felt like it was an actor doing a performance, and it took me out of those characters. I wanted to leave those characters so much more than I did. When you have someone like Jamie Dornan on screen looking like Jamie Dornan, it just made me think, okay, that's Jamie Dornan doing a performance. I don't believe in that character. All I see is this actor doing a performance, and that took me out of the main family dynamic. I'm not saying the performances are bad, but I wish I believed in that family dynamic, because I just gotta be honest, I didn't. And also, the film feels very disjointed, and I get that might be on purpose, I understand that, but I can watch a film like Paul Thomas Anderson's Magnolia, and that's got quite a disjointed narrative. It jumps around like 50 different narratives, but it's told in quite a cohesive manner. But in here, it's disjointed, and it's told in a quite disjointed manner. The storytelling is very disjointed and jumps around quite a lot. It's quite choppy, and it really didn't work for me, that. Because at one point, they'd be having quite a lot of fun and dancing around and singing. Then the next point, the kids at school, and it's a bit more, sad. And then the next point, there's protests going on. The next point, they're dancing and singing again. It was like, this is really choppy, it's jumping around quite a lot, and it's really disjointed, and it's really not working for me. Like I said before, I watched films in the past which have had disjointed narratives, and actually they're told in quite a cohesive manner. I can't say something about Belfast. I wish I could, but I can't. And I think that's another problem with the film. And also, you know what? I hope Kenneth Branagh wins all the Oscars he's going to get with this film. I hope he wins countless Oscars, and I hope he goes to all his award ceremonies and takes all the awards home with this film. Because it really doesn't feel like, for me, that this was Kenneth Branagh's attempt to try and get a Best Director Oscar and try to get a Best Picture Oscar with this film, and countless of Oscars as well. That's what it feels like. In fact, I even read somewhere that, the producers of this film are trying to push for Jude, the main star of the film, to get a Best Actor Oscar. I was like, really? And they're really trying to do that? And that just proves to me how Oscar bait this film is. So the film feels like it's Kenneth Branagh's attempt to try and get an Oscar, and I don't like that. It feels very Oscar bait. It feels like this film is trying to impress the Oscars, it's trying to impress the Academy Awards, and I wish it wasn't trying to do that. And I think that's another reason it didn't work for me. I don't really like Oscar bait films. I've seen a couple which I liked in the past, but more often than not, I don't really like them. And that's kind of how I feel about this film. It felt like it was Kenneth Branagh's attempt to try and get an Oscar, and I hope he does. But that wasn't a reason it didn't work for me. And also, I just thought about this now, but another reason this film didn't really work for me is that I didn't find any personal attachment in there. I always think the best films are ones which you find personal attachment in there. You find something you can associate yourself with in the film. When you sit down to watch a film, it's an experience in the end, and you're meant to associate yourself with something that actually goes on in the film, and I just couldn't in the end. I watched countless films in 2021 which I really liked because I found personal attachment in there, and something which really worked for me and, pulled on the heartstrings when I watched those films. But I can't say the same about Belfast. I wish I found something there which I found real personal attachment to, but I didn't. Even the small moments of the lead kid, watching films in the cinema, just even moments like that didn't give any personal emotion for me, and they should do. I should be able to watch that cinema and go, oh, that's like when I go to cinema. But for some reason, I watched it in this film, it didn't really give any personal significance to me whatsoever, and I wish it did. I really do. I really wish that I liked this film. I really do. I really wish that I sat there and went along with it, but I just didn't in the end. I just didn't, and I wish that I did. I really do. And I know I'm going to be in the minority with this film. I know a lot of people are going to like it. I know the majority of people are going to come out of Belfast and go, wow, what a remarkable piece of cinema. But I just didn't. I really didn't. And I didn't get along with it. I felt it was disjointed. I didn't believe in the family dynamic. And it felt like Kenneth Branagh's attempt to try and get an Oscar. And I hope he wins all the Oscars. I hope he wins all the awards. I hope he does. But it just didn't work for me in the end. And I just think that, I don't know, it could have been a lot better. I just think it could have been told in a more cohesive manner. That's what I'm trying to say in the end. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it more than I do, if you haven't seen it yet. But if you have seen it yet, I hope you enjoyed it more than I did. But in the end, I just kind of sat there and didn't go along with it. And I wanted to like it so much more than I did. And it didn't work for me overall. And so for that reason, I'm going to say that Belfast, I'm going to say that it's a 4 out of 10. You know, I've given it quite a low rating there, but I should reiterate that this is only my opinion. You know, all film is subjective. Just because I go and watch a film and don't like it that much, or just because I go and watch a film and actually adore it, doesn't mean you're going to have the same opinion as I did when I went to go watch that film. You might go watch Belfast and absolutely adore it. You know what? I hope you do. But personally for me, I went to go watch Belfast and it didn't work for me. And I hate that it didn't. But I'm going to be honest, that's what this YouTube channel is all about, is me being honest. You know, if I wasn't honest in the YouTube channel, what would be the point of it? So, I went to go watch Belfast and it didn't work for me. Damn it. But I hope it works for you. I hope it works for you, because I always love it when someone likes a film more than I do. I always love that. And I hope people who are yet to see Belfast absolutely adore, and I hope people who've seen Belfast, if you watch this USA, you should have already seen Belfast, so I hope if you have already seen it, you absolutely adored it. But for me, it just didn't work. It just didn't work for me, and I wish that it did, but it just didn't in the end. And so, all in all, I'm going to say that Belfast, I'm going to say that it's a 4 out of 10 for me. Anyway guys, what do you think of Belfast? Please do comment down below and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like subscribe on this video, and look forward to many more film and TVs very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, but bye for now, bye!